I'd like to say something to the Kansas City Chiefs. What the heck are you doing? You play one of the worst teams in the league, who might have their coach fired pretty soon. Mind that. And you lose to them in overtime by a field goal. How do you feel about your life right now? I thought that the power of Andy Reid's mustache and that high-powered offense was enough to get them real nice in the playoffs. Real good spot. First round bye, probably. You know? But I guess not. Now the Steelers, Patriots, and Jaguars are up for that title. And you're just kind of depressing. That's all I have to say. Just, come on. Figure things out. This is hard for all of us. To watch a team supposed to be good just die. So please, if you can, figure something out. Because this is just getting bad. And no one wants to watch you be failures anymore. Please play to your true potential. So we can, so I can, stop picking the wrong teams. Thank you, for your time. And just, come on. Alright, so after, that real quickie right there, let's get into the, Week 11 recap, baby. So I went 9-5. It's not bad. 96-64 overall now. Real close to that big ol' hundo. Probably going to get it this week. If I don't, then I suck. So, yeah. Now I'm 3-8 in the upset. Went 2-0 last week. Did pretty good. I was using my thinker now, wasn't I? Yeah. Missed the game of the week, though. So now I'm down to 8-3. That's not cool. Don't like that. Well, the Steelers showed their true potential on Thursday night. Really played well against that interesting Titans team, which has a lot of wins, but not really sure it's really that good of a team. Now the Jaguars game. For the first 3.5 quarters of the game, wasn't sure which way that would go, But I had faith. I was like, it's the Browns. They always make it look close and then fall off a cliff like the Broncos. So wasn't too worried. And they came through. The defense came through. But your boy Dante Fowler gets that nice old fumble recovery that they weren't sure was a fumble. So they blew the whistle. Dante was going home. I'm sorry, Dante. Maybe next week. Against the Cardinals. You can do it. Well, they are now first in the division, and they have beaten every team in the AFC North. So that's pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff right there. And also we have the Eagles over the Cowboys. People were saying, oh, I don't know, Dallas might get them. They don't have Zeke, therefore they don't have a team. So, it might have been close in the first half, but then the Eagles really figured out what they were doing and took it home. So, all's right in the universe. That's called. Now, I'm going to do a little segment here called Versus. First one is Nathan Peterman versus Tyrod Taylor versus the Bills. We'll start with our first player in this game. That's Nathan Peterman. Well, he really showed that he wasn't ready for that big NFL stage yet. Now, was he? No. 5 interceptions in the first half of an NFL game. Yeah, I don't think he's ready. No, I do not. Now, Tyrod came and, in the second half, gave him 17 points. give them a grand total of 24. Granted, that still wasn't close to enough to, beat the Chargers, but you can't win a game in the second half. Well, I mean, it's very hard. When you're down that much, though, it's not. It was more than a 28-3 lead, I'm pretty sure. So, didn't really have much of a chance there to win. Tyrod still played well, though. Even with that pressure getting to him, because his line stinks. He had another fumble, another turnover. Once again, this one's not his fault. It's the O-line's fault. So I'm sorry, Tyrod, but you're on a bad team. Now our third player in this game of versus is the Bills. Now the Bills are dumb, because they're the ones who decided to start Mr. Nate Peterman. No offense to the guy, but he's just not ready. Bills are like, well, we lost to teams. Well, we give up a lot of points. So, therefore, it's our quarterback's fault. Yeah, well, you're dumb. So, right now, who's winning this battle? No one. Nate Peterman's sure not. Tyrod, yeah, he's got the job. But he's on the Bills. And the Bills, they're sure as heck not winning this battle. Because they just made a terrible choice at quarterback. Now they look really dumb. Plus, now they're not in the playoffs. That's a bummer. Our next game of versus is the Texans versus injuries versus Blaine playing Gabbert versus Matt Barkley. We'll see the Texans. Texans were a good team at one point. And then their entire team got injured. And in the Sunday's game, they had a very nice running back named Donta Freeman. And he was doing real well for him, until he got hurt. So that's another more player out there. They did win the game, but are they winning the season? Now, Mr. Blaine, he did pretty well. But did he win? No, he did not. You know who could have won that game? Matt Barkley. You know who should have been in the game? Matt Barkley. You know who probably won't play? Matt Barkley. This is sad for all of us. I really want to see a great quarterback on the Cardinals that's not injured. And that's just not happening right now. So that's a real bummer too. Our third game of versus for this past week is Kirk versus Breezes versus the Redskins. Now Kirk, let me tell you, Kirk was a baller. Kirk had a fantastic game. Kirk did well. Given the pressure from his offensive line. The fact that he has no offensive weapons besides Chris Thompson. Oh, but wait. Chris Thompson is out for the season. Which not only screws the Redskins, probably, but also Breezes. Team down 15 points. Around 3 minutes left in the game. And won. Whew. That is impressive for sure. Breezes is a guy. Breezes is a G. Now the Seahawks first injuries versus Blair Walsh is our final versus game of this week. The Seahawks, they're a good team. They're playing the Falcons, who are acting kind of like a mediocre team right now. But half their defense is hurt, especially the defensive backfield, with both Mr. Sherman and Cam Chancellor being out for the season, which is a real bummer. Now, third player in this game is Blair Walsh. Now, why the Seahawks picked up Blair Walsh, I don't know. Because he really failed for the Vikings. And once again, He failed for the Seahawks. Missed a nice field goal to tie the game. Lost to the Falcons. Battle of the Birds. Seahawks. Gotta find a defense, man. Because right now, yours is dead. If you expect to do anything in the playoffs, if you make them, you kind of need a defense. So get on that. You can do it. I believe in you. Do I? I don't know. Now we get into the main part of the show called the predictions. So our first game, we get to start out with a real nice one, a real crap fest, if you will. Cleveland versus Cincinnati. Cleveland just lost to Jacksonville. Cincinnati, though, they beat Denver. Now, that's not much of an excitement, and there was some struggles to win that game. It's called football. And boy, both teams struggled. Especially Dre Kirkpatrick, who, not quite sure how he fumbled the ball. He was running, no one touched him. He just kind of lost it. Good thing he recovered it, though, or else that would have been a real failure there. Well, as we all know, Cleveland's still winless. So yeah, I think the Bengals are gonna win because winless Cleveland's not a team that's that difficult to beat. They may fool you into thinking that it's difficult, but no. If it really was, they would have won by now. So I don't know. Next game is Buffalo versus Kansas City. Buffalo threw the game to the Chargers, if you will. And Kansas City decided to lose to the Giants. The bloody Giants. Well, the Bills have lost 3 straight. And with Tyrod Taylor back, Bills are going to definitely have a better chance of winning than with Mr. Peterman. And the Chiefs, they are so disappointing. So I think the Chiefs can continue their failures of late. And the Bills are going to win this one with Tyrod leading the charge, because he's frustrated at that he was benched. So he's gonna come out there. He's gonna really show them who should be the starter there in Buffalo. He's gonna beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Next game is Tennessee versus Indianapolis. Tennessee just lost to Pittsburgh. Indianapolis was on a bye. The Colts are still bad. Titans have a winning record. So I think the Titans are going to win this one. Next is Miami versus New England. Well, Miami lost to Tampa Bay. And New England embarrassed the Raiders in Mexico City. Miami has lost 4 straight, while the Patriots have won 6 straight. Miami's bad, so Patriots will win. Next is Denver versus Oakland. Denver lost to Cincinnati, and Oakland lost to New England. Denver has lost 6 straight. Now, while both teams are very disappointing, Denver has no quarterback. So I think the Raiders are going to win. Now, Houston versus Baltimore. Houston beat Arizona. Baltimore shocked Green Bay. Baltimore's defense is, they're being pretty beast. Looking pretty good. Houston's injured. Their whole team is. The entirety of their team. So I think the Ravens, going to be able to shut down that really high-powered Texans offense. And going to get this dub. Going to get the dub. Well, the Chargers, Dallas. Ooh, getting a real nice upset here. Chargers intercepted the Bills' chances of winning. And Dallas lost to Philly. Chargers are playing pretty well. They've won 4 out of their last 6. Those losses being to the Patriots and Jacksonville. Well, Dallas doesn't have Zeke. So the Chargers win. Yeah, that's how this goes. Next is Jacksonville versus Arizona. Well, Jacksonville beat Cleveland. And Arizona lost to Houston. The Jags have won 4 straight. And here's my bold prediction. It's bold. Arizona won't win until they play Matt Barkley. I've looked at their schedule. It's definitely possible. So, Jags win. Yeah. Next is Carolina versus the New York Jets. Well, both these teams were on a bye. Carolina has won 3 straight. Now, the Jets definitely can win this game. I just don't think they will. So I think the Panthers win. Yeah. Next is Green Bay versus Pittsburgh. Well, Green Bay got blown out by good old Baltimore. And Pittsburgh wrecked Tennessee. Steelers have won 5 straight. And Brett Hundley is no Brett Favre. That is for sure. It'll be close, though, because, Pittsburgh plays down to their competition. And Packers are bad. So, therefore, Steelers still win, but it's just going to be a lot closer of a game than it should be. That's definitely for sure. Next is Minnesota versus Detroit. Minnesota shut down the Rams, and Detroit beat Chicago. Vikings have now won 6 straight. The Lions have won 3. But the Lions have not lost a division game yet this year. But last time they played, Mr. Keenan wasn't quite in his rhythm yet, I don't think. Their defense, hadn't really figured out all the kinks. But they have now. Ooh, yeah. Vikings are looking nice. So, they win. Next is the Giants versus Washington. Well, the Giants somehow beat Kansas City. I'm still not quite sure how that happened. And everyone but Kirk lost to Breezes and his disciples. So I think Kirk and company will get the first win in the division for them. The Giants will be back to doing what they do best. And that's losing. So Seattle versus San Francisco. Seattle lost to injuries in their game against Atlanta. And San Francisco was on bye. Good for them, because that means they couldn't lose. Even without their defense, the Seahawks are definitely better than the 49ers. So if Seattle wins. Now we got Chicago versus Philly. Well, Philly beat Dallas. Chicago lost to Detroit. Philly has won 8 straight now. Chicago's lost 3 in a row. Now Jordan Howard is a great player. Great running back. Really good guy. But the Eagles are beasts. Their whole team's good, And the Eagles, therefore, are greater than Jordan Howard by himself. So the Eagles win. Yeah. Tampa Bay versus Atlanta. Tampa beat Miami, and Atlanta beat Seattle. Atlanta's playing well again, They started out kind of well. Middle of the year, they kind of not great. Now they're playing well again. So I'm going to go with Atlanta in this game. New Orleans versus the LA Rams. Game of the week. Final game of this video. Now, the Saints squeaked by Kirk, thanks to Breezes. The Rams lost to Minnesota. Saints have won 8 straight. The Rams finally played a good team. The Saints are also a good team. So I think Breezes and his disciples will sacrifice the ceremonial ram to expand the really long win streak. That's all for this week. Might bring verses back, 'cause I like that. Might also do it better, too. So, that's all. Goodbye. And have a happy Thanksgiving. Eat some turkey stuff. Adios.